If you're only building a coaching business on Instagram right now, you're building on rented land. You know, one algorithm change, one account hack, or even a bottleneck in producing content, you lose your reach, you lose your audience, and oftentimes you just completely lose your business. Now, in this video, I want to show you a simple yet effective way. I've had the privilege of building incredible relationship with incredible clients that isn't sexy, that isn't flashy, that isn't trending, but simply it works. Now, in the attention economy, there's two different types of audiences. Firstly, you have your rented audience. Now, this is Instagram, so like your Instagram followers, the people that are watching your content on Instagram. Now, God forbid if you ever lose your Instagram account or your reach ever gets affected, quite simply, you lose that audience. It's rented. It's the same with YouTube, where you're watching this right now. That you could post a video to YouTube, but if it doesn't get recommended to the right people, it's rented. You're at the mercy of the algorithm. So whether you have an audience on Instagram or YouTube, quite simply, it's your rented audience. Now, the second type of attention in the attention economy is your owned audience. And your owned audience, quite simply, is email. Now, email is significantly slept on and is one of the most incredible strategies to grow your coaching business effectively because you're not reliant on an algorithm. Now, with email, obviously you have things like deliverability, but deliverability is extremely easy fix where the majority of your emails are landing directly in your dream client's inbox. Now, email is fundamentally incredible at building and nurturing your audience because a lot of people, they focus on primarily just getting attention. And so they post on Instagram, they put themselves under this insane pressure to post absolutely every day. And when their reach gets affected, heck, their ad account gets hacked or something happens, they have no insurance policy or something to rely back on. But also what email solves is nurture. Now, one of the biggest problems in the coaching space is trying to take someone that doesn't know you to then purchasing from you really, really quick and doing it in an artificial way. Now, I've had people that have heard about me on Friday and then purchase, on Saturday, like they've been able to binge content. But when they're not having content and they're not having that nurture, you take someone straight from an ad to a call, it produces and actually attracts the wrong kind of quality of client most oftentimes. Because they're coming straight in, they're on the call, and they haven't watched any of your content, they don't really know any of who you are or even understand more of your story, and they haven't been nurtured. So what I'm trying to say is the missing piece is nurture. That you're brilliant at posting on Instagram, but unless you've nailed nurture, it enables you to actually disqualify people that aren't the right fit and requalify the right people. And that can happen within a short continuum, or that can happen in a long continuum. And that's what email fixes. So I want to show you two different ways that I use email and a way in which you can use it as well. And then also secondly, these are the mistakes that I'm seeing right now in the coaching space, that if you implement these things in the short video, it will be an absolute game changer for you in attracting better clients and actually having a better conversation with the people that you truly want to work with. Now, the first thing is building your list. Now, I know this sounds super arbitrary and super basic, but this is something that's significantly overlooked. Now, if you can take Instagram and use Instagram to build your list, that's like pouring gasoline on the fire in terms of growing your business. And the reason why is Instagram is brilliant at attracting attention and grabbing attention. But the duration of that time is often like 10 seconds, 15 seconds for a story. Then for a reel, maybe it might be 1 minute or so. And these are these short durations throughout the day or throughout the week that people actually be able to spend time with you. But the problem with that is that the duration of time, that once they view that, they go off and do something else, but it doesn't create the depth in the content to really, truly get to know you and create a niche of one. Now, when they use Instagram, it's just usually grab attention. So you just post and do the spray and pray strategy in order to gain attention. But that's the wrong way to use it. When you use Instagram to build your audience, it changes everything. Now, a simple way to do that is just through a keyword automation. Now, you can build this using ManyChat. And what that does is when someone posts on Instagram, or when you post on Instagram, at the end of your post, you can do a call to action or a CTA, like list, as an example. So DM me the keyword list, and by doing so, I'll be able to send, it could be a training, it could be even a piece of content that you've done for your clients that you'd be happy to share as an exchange of value. There could be so many different ways that you can do this, or even a keyword for a new YouTube video that you're posting, or other piece of content that people can get access to. Now, the important thing is that in ManyChat or wherever you set up this automation, to make sure that the exchange of sending this piece of information to them or training, that you ask them just simply for their email. If you would have the privilege of being able to send them more information their way, more free resource. Now, this is a key distinction that people miss, and the key distinction that they miss in terms of building their own audience. Because oftentimes they'll say, hey, DM me the keyword, and they set up the automations, or maybe even they manually do it. But the problem is that when someone does that and they send that information, they're still forever stuck as their rented audience. But that simple step of just asking in exchange for an email, you can set it up where it automatically adds it to your email sending provider. So whether you use Kit or even MailChimp or whatever you use, Go High Level, it adds them automatically to your email list. Now that's the first step, and a lot of people miss that, the importance of actually building your list, because that is when you're actually taking people from, I guess, getting attention, so being able to be very firstly in your audience, to secondly being part of your community. And this is your moat. If you have a community that you're building and you're nurturing and that you're able to actually take off platform, man, that's building your moat in terms of creating a niche of one in your business and be able to specifically reach them wherever they are in their life, whether they're on Instagram or not, or in these days, sometimes people are taking a month off Instagram to do their digital detox. You're still reaching them through email. So I can't stress enough, build your email list. You will definitely never, ever, ever regret it. Now, the second thing is nurture your list. Now, a lot of people, they get exchanged for their email address and they get sent like a free training or maybe something of value to them, or maybe a keyword automation in order to get access to a YouTube video or a piece of content that you filmed, but they don't nurture their audience. So they grab the email address and it just sits in your ConvertKit or Kit account, sits in your MailChimp account or Go High Level account. And the problem is that these people are just waiting for you to be able to build a relationship with them and start a conversation with them. And instead, you're just too focused on posting Instagram that you miss the forest for the trees. And I see this mistake so much. So I want to encourage you to build a thing called a nurture stack. Now, this is one asset that you can build. You can literally do it today, that you can create once and leverage forever when it comes to email. So right now you can actually test this and actually see how this works. So by the time this video is posted on YouTube, I'm gonna post a story on my Instagram account. So just @RobStamore, you can click below at the bottom in the description of this YouTube video. And when you go to that story, if you DM me the keyword list, as I mentioned in that story, you'll see how this nurture rolls out. So for example, how it works is you would say, hey, I've got a free training or maybe something of value that's gonna help your potential dream clients. And when they see that, they say, okay, well, in exchange of that, if you could pass on your email, I'll be able to send that over so that way it doesn't get lost in the DMs. So then you send over that piece of information, but you set up a nurture stack, which is a couple of pre-written emails that can simply be automated. You can set this up so between each day interval they're sent through. Now, I'd recommend a minimum of 5 emails, and you could literally do this after watching this video, but it's an evergreen asset for your business that someone doesn't just get your piece of content and then goes cold again, but they're constantly kept warm and you can start a conversation with them. So the first email could be the email delivery, the training delivery email that you send them. But then the second email could be like, okay, what kind of pieces of content are you looking from me? Or what do you really need right now? Could it be more leads? Could it be more help with content? Could it be even a fitness journey? Could it be more help with fat loss? Could it be more strength training exercises? Or are you finding that this is the main obstacle that you're facing right now? And so by doing so, you're inviting your potential dream client into a conversation in an email. Now, this is brilliant because you're able to start that conversation. But also secondly, that's just gonna help your deliverability, which is a super easy fix when you can start a little bit of that back and forth. So I'd recommend, even after watching this video, just set up your nurture stack. 5 emails that after, no matter what they're receiving, they're getting these automated emails to keep building relationship and being able to build rapport with them. So they actually understand who you are and you can start that conversation. So email is so underrated. And these are 2 very simple, very practical things you can implement right now in order to attract and have better conversations with your dream clients. Firstly is building a list. So whether your core platform is Instagram or any other platform, taking them from that platform to build your list. And you can do that with an automation like I mentioned in this video. Now, secondly, the other thing you can do is create nurture. So whether that's a nurture stack or some ability that you're sending them weekly emails or automated emails to be able to build a conversation with them and actually build a relationship with them. Because essentially they're actually buying into not just your coaching, but they're buying into the coach, they're buying into you. And this gives them the ability to do that. So honestly, don't sleep on email, set this up. You'll thank me later. I'll see you in another video.